Okay, what were we doing? I have Chat GBT. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I wanted to do the quote-unquote backup. We are going to um, you know what I'm going to do instead of, well, let's do the backup first. We'll do the, okay, that's layout tools, layout. Okay, let's go to rooms. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the backups first. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this in, we're going to move this into here. Cancel. This should have been renamed here. Okay, so it'll be renamed anyways, though. Let's rename this. Backup 009. Rename this. I just didn't do that one, I guess. 018. Right, 18. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move these into here. Move this into here. And I'm going to go in here and actually go ahead and rename these because this is part of my this is part of the thing I was doing. So let's rename this to underscore backup. So the underscore backup with no number on is always the current one, or the newest one, I should say. Otherwise, they're numbered in ascending order. In other words, backup 18 was the last backup. This one will be backup 19 next time when I do another backup. Okay, so then what we want to do here is we want to do a copy of both of these. Copy, paste, as they are. Now that way I can still do the rename. In fact, okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to copy this, select all. Darn it, why isn't there a stupid select all in here? Control A. Just metadata files, right? 207 items. Okay. Everything but project. Okay, 305 items, that's fine. Copy. We're going to go into rooms. We're going to go into old rooms. Well, actually, I don't know why I call this old rooms because this is not old rooms. Paste. Now let's go over here to, that's the layout tool data. Let's go into rooms. Control A. Except for old rooms. Everything that's not a JSON file. How come? Okay, something is not right then. Must have some duplicates somewhere. Oh, okay. So It's 292 actual main deals. Okay, so layout tool data over here. What does it do? Did it just remove layout tool data? No. There we go. And then this is just, this is rooms, right? So the first thing should be, okay. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I didn't do here. Hold on a second. Oh no, that's there. Okay, then this is already up there. Okay, yeah. Okay, what am I thinking? All right. Just leave it, I guess. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure that these are in the right place. These are the current rooms, and then this is the current metadata. See, preface, okay, Hebrew goes for help, right? PO, a perfect candidate, magic mailbox. Here, let's do this a little bit different here. Let's make sure that nothing's sticking out. Okay. Here, let's do this. Then let's go ahead and... No, doggone you, quit doing that. Put that... Alright, let's just make sure that I lower this to same level here. Hello, Prakar. Prakar Kapoor. I'm not sure if I got your pronunciation right. What are you up to? Welcome to the stream. Right now I'm doing some boring, like, renaming. I'm actually renaming some files because of, some of these need to be, anyways, I gotta rename some of the prefixes on the files. Anyways, boring stuff. This is for my game. Okay, so it's an adventure game. Um, yeah, a game, right? Um, okay, so eventually it's going to be a point-and-click adventure game, if you know what those are. Most people that are on computer probably should, that plays any games at all, even if that's not your primary game. It was most PC games. Well, not a lot, not all of PC games, but a lot of PC games back in the day, back in the early to mid '90s, up until to then were adventure games, and they started text adventures, right, interactive fiction, and then they added graphics, and so they became known as graphical adventures, and then eventually they started adopting a mouse interface and called them point and click, so point and click adventure, right, or point and click graphic adventure if you want to use that term. So I'm eventually my game is going to be one of those, but the only thing here is that let me move this out a little bit. Oh no, no, that's right, that's right. Here, like so. Let's move this in, something like that. Okay. I am actually using. Okay, so if you know what the Godot game engine is, it uses its own scripting language called GD script. The GD script is kind of based on Python, and so Redot, which is what I'm using, Redot is a fork of Godot, and it also uses GDScript. So just to give you an idea, what do I have here? What did I save? Here, let's save room data. Make sure everything is saved here. Here's the script. So basically, here, let's pull this out here, there, so you can actually see it. Let's go to. Hold on. Let me. Room manager. Okay, there we go. GDScript. Yeah, you're right. It's Godot. This is Redot. That's why this is red instead of blue, or that blue green. And this particular version of Redot is equivalent to Godot 4.3. It was an exact fork, so it's almost exactly like Godot 4.3 right here. But this is all GDScript here, and all I have right now, as far as the game goes, is this. So it displays this. It has a thing that tells you what number to hit. And here you can only hit 1 and 0 because there's no choices yet. Here's 2 choices, so I can hit 2 if I want to. Or I can hit 0 to quit. And that's really all that's to the game part right now. Because I'm doing this in phases. I always have to explain this out because in some cases it kind of doesn't make sense. But instead of doing the full point and click, full graphics and everything, I decided I would divide it up into phases and distinct iterations. And the most basic form of adventure is a choose your own adventure. So right now this is essentially equivalent to a choose your own adventure. And this is just the layouts. So some of these pages here, right, they lead to other pages, right? That's what the lines are for. So if you look at this one, it has 3 different places to go. If you want it Roland to signal first, you want John to signal first, you want Roland's dad to start removing himself. You hit one of these 3 numbers, and then of course it goes to one of these 3 pages, depending on which one you pick. So that's basically the game portion of it. Just on web. I never worked on games and stuff. My laptop cannot support that. You'd be surprised. For one thing, Godot has a 2D mode. So you can probably do Godot 3D on your computer. Probably. I say probably because most semi-modern computers, it doesn't have to be super new. It can be older. Work okay. So we're not talking about super advanced features necessarily, or exactly. But if your game isn't super old, or if your laptop isn't super old, it'd probably be able to handle Godot if you want to. But alternately, you can also do 2D pretty well. There's also this engine called Gdevelop, and Gdevelop was a thing that you don't do any coding. In fact, you do this thing where you do these little logic deals and you modify it kind of without doing code. And I'd show it to you. Like I can probably link that to you though, but I'd show it to you, but I kind of don't have time to do that. So here, I'll just go ahead and link here. Gdevelop. Okay. No code. For game creators. See, try it online. You can actually try it online if you and see that okay, some of these are paid courses, I guess. I don't know, they used to have some free stuff, free in-app tutorials. Okay, there's like that. Okay, create. Anyways, it's called Gdevelop. You don't have to know any coding to do that, but if you code already, then you can code. The processor sucks. Even Android Studio doesn't start on this thing. Huh. Well, you can try. I don't know. You can try finding old versions of Godot. You can try finding GameMaker, GameMaker Studio. There's a lot of choices out there. You just have to look a little bit. I mean, I help you out, but I'm kind of semi busy trying to do these renaming things, and I just found out my. Okay, so the metadata files. Okay, so these are all JSON files, right? Here, let me open this up. This represents a room or a page. It's a page because right now there's not actual rooms in this thing. It's just they're essentially just pages, but it's still a room class because eventually I'm gonna change it to where it's actually a proper like a location, like a game location. And so this is JSON, right? And then actually I'm gonna well I don't know if I'm gonna close that. And then the metadata just tells the position of the actual those actual boxes here. Let me pull that up. These things, the metadata is just the position of these things. Anyways, let's go back to that and that. So there's 305. Let's see. It's 292 JSON files, regular room files, regular page files, essentially. And here there is 305, and that means I got some duplicates in here from maybe the last time I renamed it or something. I am using Linux Mint right now. I used to use Windows. I was on Windows 10 up until they stopped supporting it, and I figured I didn't want to go deal with Windows 11 with all the telemetry and stuff. The AI trying to shoehorn the AI in there, having to have a Microsoft account, having to debloat all the time. So I just took the plunge and I went to Linux. And so far it's been pretty even. Most of the stuff I use is free, so it's open source most of it, and so I use the exact same programs. You know, Blender. I use Videolan for playing videos. Uh, you know, the GIMP in there. I'm using OBS to stream right now. So all the programs I use actually in general mostly have Linux versions. I don't do that much gaming anymore, so I don't know how well some of the games will play in Linux that I have. But most of the games that I do play when I actually play games are old anyway, so it kind of almost doesn't matter. I might try firing up Halo Master Chief Collection again that I got on Steam. I think Steam will use like Proton or something to get it running on here, but I haven't actually tried it on here. So okay, so let's see. Okay, so what's the deal? Preface. Hebrew goes for help. Perfect candidate. Magic mailbox inside the wrapper. Only half a ticket. Quick silver list. 5 and 6. The reason that these are called the same thing is because essentially what I'm doing this I don't have any loopbacks, right? It's just going forward. So if I want to do the same thing over again, I have to create a new page for it. And of course, the page happens to be the same page, but just like you do them in a different order sometimes. When I actually have proper rooms, you can go back to like a locate like an actual location. I won't have these like duplicate pages. Okay, only half a ticket. Uh, Not a fairy tale. Never heard of it. The Wonky Bar. Silver ticket. Twin Brothers. Actually, I could probably use a Python script to check this out too, but I'd have to get the right one, and it would take some time, and I'd have to run it. And Glint Ember. Maybe I should go from the bottom up, and that way I can tell because the ones that I did recently might be the problems here. So let's see. Okay. Let's actually pull this down here. Okay. See John lands a date. T1, P0, John lands a date, that's fine. Battle for Enchanted Lands, 17, 16, John finds a good book. 15, In Search of AK Princesses. 14, okay. This isn't a problem, but this is. There we go. Price of Leadership. T3, P0. T2, P5. Dead Riding Hood. Outside Looking In. One more clue. One more clue. Outside Looking In. Suspicious Absence. Taking Care of Wrath. Random Follower of Wrath. 8, 9. 7. Taking Care of Wrath again. 6. The rest of Wrath's Clan. Taking Care of Wrath. On 5. P4. Random Follower. Rest of Wrath's Clan. Random Follower of Wrath, which is P2. Okay, so let's go all the way. Where'd it go? Okay. 14. P1, P2. Okay. Wait a minute. P7. P3. The rest, okay. Greets John Rivers. By the way, Prakar, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly, so apologies. Occasionally I'll say some names that you won't see because I'm streaming to 4 different platforms. YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. So when I refer to some other names, it's because they're on a different platform watching. Anyways, welcome John Rivers. Welcome back. I'm doing a check-in between the metadata files and the regular JSON files because there's more metadata files than there is JSON files, and that means that there was a point where I didn't remove some of the JSONs because when I did some renaming. Anyways, the rest here. T1, P3. Let's put these down together. Here. Okay. P2, P1, taking care of Wrath, Deadly Turn, Totem of Leadership, 14C, 13T4, Unexpected Help, Fights of Fancy, The Magic Returns, T1, P0. Ah, there we go. There's one of them right now. Sea Tear in the Skies, T1, P0. Okay, so these are duplicates, right? Tear in the Skies was the original name, and I didn't delete it. So if I delete that one, then we got... Here we go. Where's the Magic Returns here? That? Okay. Actually, you know what? T2, P11. Oh, okay. I still have to match it up, though. But at least I kind of know what I'm looking for, though. So whenever I see a duplicate of the same page number, like a Stealthy Approach and Talk with Dad, it's because I had changed it at one point. So now I have to Stealthy Approach. Okay. T2, P11. These are both duplicated in both, so that's a problem. Let's go to chapter 12. Or, yeah. What do we got here? Fight intrusion. Wait. What's the number? Page 11? Where is it at? P11, T2, P11. Okay, this is where I swapped them around. P11 is a talk with dad. P12 is sneaking around. A stealthy approach. Okay. there's a mess up right in there on my part. Okay, let's see something here. This one is T2 P0 P1. Okay, so these ones were 11. Oh, I see. So this should be stealthy approach should be 11. This should be 12. And this should be okay. That means I need to modify it directly and then reload it. That at least these aren't actual duplicates. These are wrong file numbers. Eleven, 11, 12. Let's check the other 11, 11, 12. Okay. It's supposed to be 12 and 13. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open these three up. Open text editor. Take the Sound of Thunder off. So stealthy approach should be 11. That's this one. Stealthy approach. Okay, stealthy approach is 11. That is correct. This should be 12, and this should be 13. So a talk with dad should be 12. Sneaking around. Okay. A talk with dad. 12 and 13. A talk with dad should be 11. I'm confusing myself. Hold on a second. A stealthy approach is supposed to be page 11. Okay. A talk with dad is supposed to be 12. So a talk with dad is always going to be 12. Metadata. A talk with dad is 12. Talk with dad should be 12. Okay. Sneaking around should be 13. And this should be 13. And inherent risk is correct. Okay, so everything should be correct. 13, this is 12 and 13. And that a stealthy approach is 11. So now what I have to do is I have to rename the files. Okay. Rename this to 12. Rename this to 13. And we need to do that in the other one. rename this to 12, and rename this one to 13. Okay. And then when I reload this, reload, save scene. Yes, reload it. Approach. What? I thought I changed that. Talk with Dad is supposed to be 12. Reload. Save scene. Okay, so the doors, right? Here, I can put this back out. 12 is the talk with Dad. 13 is sneaking around. 12 is the talk with Dad. Door. 13 is sneaking around. 13 is sneaking around. Okay, we got that straight finally. Let's do this again. Alright, let's go. Let's find the next. We'll do it in the metadata. Let's find the next. Now, this is T1P0, this is T2P0. They're two different ones. If they both said T1 or both said T2 and they're both at P0, then we have a duplicate. So I'm gonna go to find the next duplicate here. I think 38, 32, 31, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Okay. Page 1. It's alright. Page 0. T2. Okay. T1 page 0. So 11 T11 title 1 page 0. Chapter 11 title 1 page 0. This looks like the same problem. Oh. Fire up the machine, fire up the machine, fire up the machine. I get it. Page 0. T1 P0, T2 P0, T1 P0, Title 1, Fire Up the Machine. Much Ado About Quicksilver is actually the chapter name, right? See, it matches that because the original chapter name, okay, the original title for the first page was the same as the chapter name. I did that because I had all of them in the same on the same page. So, okay. So that means fire up the machine, oversized door. T1, T2, T1, T2, P0. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's check out P0. Okay, Lost in Lapswood. 10 P0. I'm not sure which ones are messed up. It's just I have to go through each one. Okay, so see Lost in Lapswood. 10-1, T1, P0 is the naked trees. So Lost in Lapswood here, metadata, it should be gone too. And that way, Lost in Lapswood, see. T1, P0 is the naked trees. T1, P0 is the naked trees. T2, P0 is Communicorn. Okay. Okay, so let's find our next duplicate. 3 and 4, that's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0. That's fine because they're two different titles. Although, there we go. T1, P0. Chapter 9. Okay, Chapter 9, T1, P0. Zanzibar's last show. T1, P0 is easy money, see? Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Okay. Let's check and see if there are any more dupes. That's not a dupe. That's not a dupe. 8. Okay, let's just do a quick check here. This one all the way down to 301, getting there, but not there yet. Okay. 310. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. T3, T4, those are different. T1, T2, that's different. T1, T2. T2, P. See any more duplicates? Dupes. These T3 page 2. These were swapped, I think. So we're gonna have to go to chapter 7. Title 3. Seven T3 P0. Okay, so mistake or opportunity. That's P0. P1 is anti-clockwise and then clockwise. And then New Deal. That's right. So these are swapped. So anti-clockwise is first. That's page 1. And page 2 is clockwise. So we're going to delete this metadata. And delete this metadata. So P1 is Tri-Cities anti-clockwise. P2 is Tri-Cities clockwise. That is correct. Okay, let's see if I got any more dupes in here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so we have 3 zeros, which is let's go back up. 3, 3 and 4, and 0. T2, P and T2. Okay. I thought there was 3. There's only 2. Okay, let's go all the way to chapter 6. Not going to get much done today here either, it looks like. That's okay. Oh, there is 3. Oh, I see. Okay. T2, T3, T4. Well, all three are P0s. That's fine. T2, T2. What's going on here? What's wrong here? Let's get these. Okay, let's line them up. Okay, where's Red Riding Hood? Back to where is this one? Chapter 6. There we go. Okay, there is a little bit of an error. That's not an error. That's because I'm off by a little bit. There we go. C red. Okay, T1 P0 red hiding hood. T1 P1 like old times. T1 P2 how we work together. T1 P3 have no fury. T1 P4 the bodyguard. T2 P0 Tango Steel. Here, let's do that. T2 P0. A Tango Steel. T3 P0. Ah, we have two. Oh, wait a second. P10, the Tango Steel. These are way off. What's the deal here? Um, these are the same. T3 P0 is power play. Okay. This is probably the right thing here. So let's look at chapter 6. T2 P0. Since these match, this should probably be deleted. I think I removed frenemies entirely. Okay. Alright. Let's go back to chapter 6. That's 8. 36. T2 P0. T3 P0 power play. 4. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this one, page 10, is gone. So that T3 P0 is power play is the next deal. Tango Steel, power play, right? Okay. Okay. T1 P4. Huh. Proof for a bargain doesn't belong there either. Okay, let's delete that one. Bargain. Continuous steel power play. Okay, that makes sense. All right. T2P0. Okay, we'll leave it like that. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. No duplicates. Okay, we're gonna do a check again. See how many we're left with. 296. Boy, there's a lot of extra duplicate stuff in here because when I screwed around in here. 6T2. Okay, so let's make sure that these line up. T0, T7, T6, 5, 4. Why are there two? That is weird. Why is there two of these? And how come they look? Oh, okay. This one is doesn't belong because it's underscore. It's supposed to be a hyphen or a dash. Okay, that'll work. Okay. Follow the line. 5, P6, P7. 5, 6, and 7 follow the line. Okay. They're the ones I considered the same page or something like that. Evil distraction. That's the same way for this one. Delete. This one, try again. All right. Not a very good wine. I think that does it. I think I got it. So I think it's 292 and 292 here. So let's see if that's the case. 292 items and 292 items. How about that? So now we're right on par. Finally. Okay. So let's do something. I'm going to leave these as separate. Here, we'll do that. I'll leave these as separate windows here. And what we want to do here now is I want to go back up to Enchanted Lands Phase 1. I'm going to go ahead and delete these copies. These are the backups. I'm going to make new backups. Copy and paste. There. Alrighty then. Let's go into rooms. Let's go to old rooms. Let's go to metadata. Let's copy these items. Dang. Select all. Control A. 306. Anything in here that's not... Doggone ya. Quit that. Oh, update coordinates. Let's delete these. There you go. And then we're going to come back over here. We're going to copy these. These are all the metadatas. We're going to paste it. We're going to go back to old rooms. We're going to go back to rooms. We're going to copy all the rooms. Copy. It's really funny because the older rooms are the ones I'm leaving in here. So it's actually not old rooms. These would be the new rooms. Doesn't matter though. Finally, it's happening to me. I don't remember the words of that song. Okay, I was working with ChatGPT the last time, so let's go back to ChatGPT. Every P is replaced with PG. I did that because you suggested that, John Rivers. So every P is replaced with PG. I went ahead and left the C's and the T's and the way it is, but I went ahead and we're changing the PGs, and then so now what I need to do is I need to make sure that I when it says run code here, what does that do? No. No, I meant in the Python script you posted, the window has a button that says run code. What does it say? This says run code. Run code button in the code window here in ChatGPT Cammore. That button doesn't execute anything on your computer, it just lets you run the code in a temporary online Python environment inside this chat. It's like a sandbox. It cannot access your look, so it won't actually rename JSON. Testing snippets, printing uh everything should be fine as I have backups. But if but that code shouldn't run because it doesn't have any JSON files there, right? It won't do anything meaningful because all it doesn't have your JSON or metadata files. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy and then I'll hit download, I guess. Pad P and update IDs.py. Sure, why not? Let's. Oh, it downloads ChatGPT files. That's interesting. I didn't notice that there. That's okay because we're not downloading it to there. We are going to favorites. We're going to Enchanted Lands Phase 1. We are going to the rooms folder, the old rooms folder. We're going to paste it here. We're going to save it here, I mean. No, not in the metadata. We want to save it here. Save. No? No. No. Cancel. We want to go into rooms. We want to save here. Can we save here? Okay, good. Or I don't know, did it even save in old rooms? It saved in rooms, didn't it? Yeah, it saved in rooms. Okay, let's go to rooms. Go to... I'm not gonna... No, I'm not gonna have to do that. Cut. We're actually gonna put in old rooms. I should have called it something else, like... Anyways. It doesn't really matter. Let's open in terminal. Here. Python 3. Add P and update IDs.py. Let's see what happens. All right. So first thing we want to do is we want to check old rooms. And we want to check and make sure. Well, that's weird. I mean, that didn't do all of the files though, did it? Okay. Why would P4 not be PG04? Huh. It's not renaming all of the files for some reason. For instance, P4 should be PG04. I don't get it. Not sure what's tripping it up, because clearly there's a PG port in a couple of places. How come it doesn't do all of them? Now that can't be it though. Where is it? P0 the chase. PG003 at last. Um, can I get a list of all the JSON files I could copy? How do I? That it? Let's open the terminal up. Let's see if we can select and copy. Maybe there is. Maybe there's an underline where there's not supposed to be one or something. There we go. Copy. Here. Before updating anything, you want to see a list of files and tell me if you can see any problems. Many files already use PG instead of P. No, that's not it. Hey, Mike Harley. Welcome to the stream. Having trouble with getting renaming files. You're interpreting it's wrong. This is the list of files after running the script. If you want, I can provide the list of files before running it. All right. So let's do, hold on a second. cd cd dot, I don't remember. cd dot slash or something. No, that's not it either. How do I get to the dang cd slash, right? Okay, there we go. I don't know Linux all that well. Always wanted to join a cool quarter stream. How's everything? Oh, nothing. I'm having ChatGPT create a Python script to rename some of these files. Okay, so I'm making an adventure game. I'm doing it in such a way that I do it in phases, where the first phase is just a basic like choose your own adventure. So it's just like you hit a number, a choice comes up. You know, hit 1 to go here, hit 2 to go here. It's just basic like that. And then later phases, I add on to the engine and I add on to the story a little bit and expand it out until it's a fully fledged like point and click adventure game. So right now I'm trying to rename some of the file prefixes, and I'm trying to get ChatGPT to write me a Python script to do it. Okay, so let's do a directory. And let's copy all of these. These are the befores. I needed the like this P0. P0 should be padded out to 2, so it should be P00. Anything under P10 should have a 0 in front of it. Like this should be P01, P02, like that. It's just so that everything is kind of in alphabetical order. So I'm gonna copy. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. And like that. Okay. Copy. Okay. Here's the before. Okay. There we go. For single digit, but may fail for P10 if it expects a single digit or assumes a hyphen immediately follows. There are no PGs in the original list. I want to change P to PG. I want to change P, we'll say X to PG X, like that. Okay. I'm using also I'm using Redot, which is a fork of Godot, and I'm using specifically 4.3 because right now I don't need anything higher than that. I plan on upgrading here soon, but I gotta finish. I gotta finish this one part first before I mess around with upgrading and stuff. So just a second here. Yeah. Okay, there are no PGs in the original list. I want to change PX to PGX, and I want to pad out anything less than 10. So PG, so P0 becomes PG00, P1 becomes PG01, and so on. And everything else is and then with the regular 2-digit, like P10 becomes PG10. Yeah, I can show you a little bit of my code, but I'm not doing currently not doing some any scripting or coding right this second. Character and gaming stuff designer, so this is how I get inspired. Yeah, uh, and part of this is going to be boring. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing is kind of like you call it front loading. Because the early phase is just okay. So I have my whole story. I got all my characters, my story arc. The only thing I don't have in it is I don't have decision points, or at least I'm working on that. I got most of them in, but right now I'm putting in decision points. So a lot of that is just kind of it's story work, even though it's the actual game, it's actual implementation because there's not that much to the code. Here, it's just using GD script, which is Godot's scripting language. So here, let's go to script for a second. Uh, and here, let me give you an example of what it actually does here. No, 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 not a multiplayer. It's gonna be a standard 2D point and click. I don't know how far back you go with playing games on PCs, but back in the 90s, well, really in the 80s, right? So, or okay, so if you go all the way back, this is even slightly before me because I was born in '75, but they were doing the text adventures, right? What they call interactive fiction now. It's just text parser. You type go here, go north, get lamp, that sort of thing, right? Um, and then the Ken and Roberta Williams, they had their company called Online Systems, and they had made some games for the Apple II, and the, Roberta Williams came up with wanting to add graphics. So it's really crude, like stick figure pictures to a game she was making. And ostensibly, she created the graphic adventure, if you want to call it that. So eventually, they started adding graphics onto it, and then eventually, you added the mouse, so you're not doing the parser. No, no, no. I'm not doing this. No, no, no. I was just going to give you an example of what an adventure game was, if you weren't sure. I mean, most people that have been around computers for a while already know what adventure games are, but I'm guessing that there's a few that are newer, and when have played it. If you played computer games in the '90s, you probably either play now. Okay, FPSs came out in the '90s, right? Uh, Catacombs 3D, I think, was before Wolfenstein, maybe. But in any case, Wolfenstein 3D was kind of the first big first-person shooter one, and then of course Doom came out after that. But adventure games, have been all the way since PCs have been a thing. They used to be text, and then they started adding graphics, still images, and then they added animations. And then by the time the '90s rolled around, they were fully interactive, and then they started doing using the mouse to move characters around the screen and stuff. That's cool. Okay, so all you do in this is here. All I'm doing is I'm hitting the number one. Why? Because there's only one choice. There's two choices: hit 0 to quit, or hit 1 to continue. Because these are just pages that tell you stuff, right? Like a cutscene or whatever. It explains the scene here. This is the first choice one. So this is the description up here, and then down here is you can either hit 1 or 2, right? And the way I'm doing it is there's no dead ends, there's no loop backs, so it's not like a choose your own adventure book. Like it doesn't have a bunch of dead ends or multiple endings or good endings and bad endings or that sort of thing. It's just forward. So your interactivity is usually a lot based on order, its flavor or whatever. Because I'm not actually adding actual puzzles and inventory and all that kind of stuff until I get this basic stuff done first. So I'm still in phase one here. I'm still in what they call the event pass. So if you look over here, it says going over to the bookcase behind the crystal ball. He selects a book entitled Professor Zorlin's Hat Magic Compendium. He takes the book over to his desk to open it somewhere in the middle and thumbs through a few pages. He knows two spells: object translocation and clone conjure. And it's just these are just the events that happen later on when I'm done with this pass. When I say pass, that is when I'm done with the complete game and it works to the point. Then I will do the narrative pass where I'll make it sound wordy and have descriptions and be like you're reading a book. But eventually, I'm going to add stuff to it. I'm going to add inventory. I'm going to add puzzles. Right now, these aren't rooms; they're pages, right? Although the actual class I call it a room class. But all it has right now in it is it has ID, which is a string, title, which is also the string, which is like a display name. Yeah, and and then the chapter, which is the chapter name. And the reason that I have chapters is because I had something like 93 different like story beats or event lists, and I was going through it, putting in decision points in every single one, and it was just taking forever. I was only like 20%. So I said, you know what? This wasn't originally how I was going to do phase one. Phase one is going to be like a few groups of stuff, and just so I could get through it real quickly, and then I'd eventually expand it later. So I rebooted, I redid it, I separated each of the story beats into what I call chapters, which are like 4 beats each, which have a number of lines on each story beat. And then I'm adding decision points, either one or two places, mostly two places, but occasionally like one. And So that's where the chapter thing comes in. This here is just basically a string. It's a multi-line string, obviously. That's GD script there, but so all a room is just that. And what doors is an array of door objects, which are essentially just you have your choice, which is 0 through 9, right? And then you destination, which is the ID, and then or and then the ID of the door, and that DRXXX means that was the original like default door, but like you create a new door and it would automatically be set to that. But the door ID is just like door to whatever the page is. Really simple stuff. And the room manager, here's where the kind of the magic happens basically. Load room loads it by name, which is essentially by ID. Change room. Okay, so I have one hard-coded change room in here, right? Main menu, because that's where it starts. I'm on Discord. I don't have a Discord of my own. So you can find my name. You can find Ufgood. Where is Discord here? Here we go. Let's see. You can find originally known as, I see, copy username. So my username is pretty much the same as my my actual nick here. And Twitch has an underscore because I had an account there. No, I don't have a Discord server myself. But you can find me. You can find me with just Ufgood. So Ufgood's my name, and you can actually find me on there. I'm in a number of places. There we go. I see. Okay. Let me get to that just a second. How come it's there? We go. There we go. Pending. Let's go ahead and accept. Accept. Let's just do it. Okay. There we go. I guess a wave's in order. Yeah. Good. I do intend to get yeah, I got it. I do intend to get a Discord server at some time. Getting several new people in these different stream platforms, and so now I'm starting to go, maybe I should. Maybe we get an idea to have a deal for my thing. I start having people coming in there and interested in watching. Okay, so online edit, text submit. That's not it. Okay, change room. Change room just simply loads a new room. New room equals load room name, and it actually literally loads in the JSON file into to the next room. It doesn't load all the rooms at once. Okay. Load room. Where's the dang manager code? Okay, so input. I have a little console that allows me to go to any room by a command. Anyways, where is... Okay, here we go. So choice number. While choice number is less than or equals to 9, right? Choice number starts at 1. Action name equals choice plus string choice number, right? Is action press, action name, choice string equals string choice number, door equals current room, get door by choice, choice string. If door, change room to door destination, if door's there. So that's basically all it does. It's really pretty simple right now. When I start adding stuff, when I start changing the engine a little bit and all that, it'll have a lot more stuff to it. In the meantime, I'm busy adding decision points, and that's what all these represent. So it's kind of a linear line here. And anyways, I'm working on this deal. So I'm trying to rename these files. Let me get back to the thing. Where's the thing? Here. Okay, so the rules are all underscore P in file names, JSON ID fields, and destination must be converted to PG. Yes. Single digit pages, P0 to P9, get padded to 2 digits. P0 goes P00, P1 to PG01, and so forth. Double digit pages become PG, no additional padding. C files are completely untouched, no exceptions. Everything in P gets converted to PG with proper padding from your before list. Here's how a few examples should be transformed, right? Yes, P0 to PG00, perfect candidate. P1 to PG01, P10, never heard of it. PG10, never heard of it. Then this conversation with an old friend, that's actually completely right there. C main menu, unchanged. And inside the JSON files ID, P0 to PG00, perfect candidate. Magic mailbox. So exactly, that's exactly right. Yep. So yes, please produce the fixed script. There we go. Okay. And messages, by the way, you want to see my crazy stuff as well? It'll blow your mind. Okay. Okay, sure. I'll take a look. As long as it's no harder than PG-13. Okay, okay, let's download. Let's download into old rooms. Let's actually download it in old rooms. Save. Place. Okay. That. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to go into old rooms and we're going to take all of the old rooms here. We're going to delete them. There's a lot of files here. Let's delete that. Let's go back into rooms. Let's go ahead and copy all of these, which are the originals. And I actually have them backed up too, so that's not going to be a problem. Copy. And let's go ahead and go to old rooms, even though it's not technically old rooms. And let's go ahead and we're going to try to rerun. Oh, I need to go into metadata and do the same thing because it's probably having the same problem. So let's go ahead and delete these. Let's go ahead and where is layout tool? Let's copy these. Copy, paste. Okay. Now we can go into the thing here, and then deal here was okay. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You know, there's somebody else that was doing. Not this one. Hold on a second. Plays. Displays. Okay, I see what the deal is. Quite similar to Chris Blaze's work. Interesting. Not exactly the same, but similar style. I don't know if you know who Chris Blaze is, but somebody else that was doing art, and they were showing me their art, and it looks awfully similar to yours. Not exactly the same. It's not showing me the same thing, but there we go. But it is similar. Interesting, very interesting. Okay. Well, it looks kind of neat, anyways. Um, yeah, it could be, or it could be that you guys learn from the same place or something, or doing the same style or something too. I mean, it's like I said, it's not exactly the same. It's a lot similar though. The style is a lot similar. Uh, okay. Did I? I don't know if I did this yet. All the rooms. Okay, I haven't changed that yet, right? Okay. Metadata. I haven't changed this yet either. Okay, older rooms. Okay. Let's go back in here. Let's do. Oh, try this again. What's the deal here? Oh. There we go. Okay, let's see if it got it right this time. Okay, see. No. T1 page. What's it? No. I don't know. What's the difference between... That's weird. Hmm. I don't know. Okay. Shoot. See, my time's already up for today now. It's annoying me. That didn't work either. Somehow it's not working properly. I will try again later as my time is up for today. Yeah, well, okay, so I stream 2 times a day. It used to be one long stream, 3 to 4 hours, but when I took my break, sometimes I would be gone like 2 hours. It did kind of depend, like if I fell asleep or if I went in the other room and just forgot, or sometimes some weird stuff like that. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing 2 streams. So I call it episodes. Like today was episode 277, and this is part two, and the other one was part one. So it's usually 11:30 Eastern time, Eastern U.S. time, right? Uh, and that's usually like 4:30 UK time. So you can extrapolate if you live somewhere else. Uh, and then I go for 90 minutes, and then I take a break for an hour, and then at 2 o'clock from 1 to 2 I take a break, and then 2 o'clock I come back, do another 90 minutes to 3:30. So it's about 3:30 right now, my time. So so I guess I'll have to say I'll have to see you tomorrow unless I get enough time tonight to stream tonight. Sometimes I get some time at night before I go to bed to do a bonus stream. I usually call it bonus stream. So if I get the chance tonight, I will probably be on tonight. If not, then I will be on tomorrow at the same time I am today. So, anyways, Mike, thanks for joining. Who else we got? Prakar, if you're still in here, thanks for joining in, and to everybody else, John Rivers, and anybody that's still on YouTube. So thanks all you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow if I don't see you later on tonight sometime. Thank you for watching part 2.